Namaste, Namaskaram, Namaskaram Andi. Good morning, dear ladies and gentlemen. Just now we heard from Nehaji the origin of the great movement, spiritual society movement, and the offspring, Buddha's Yoga Quantum Foundation. I don't want to repeat the same thing because all of you are better informed than even myself, because you have been fortunate enough to come in contact with Brahmarshi Pitamaha and also these great organizations. Just to put it very briefly, Guruji Satyanarayana Goenka-ji, known as the Guruji in the Vipassana movement, a prosperous diamond merchant in Burma. When he was younger, he had an incurable headache. It is there, part of history, and he has told me himself a number of times. And at that time, we were so rich, even then he went around, but there was no cure for him. When he came back, he suffered a lot. Then somebody said, why don't you go and do this Vipassana meditation? But then at that time, some staunch Hindu followers, they said, no, it's a Buddhist meditation. How can you go and do it? Delayed it, but ultimately he did go to Vipassana master. His master, Uba King Sin, if I remember correct, Burmese master. It was a 3-month-long meditation at that time. But to get over his problem, he went and joined them. In 2-3 weeks' time, his headache, incurable headache, disappeared. But he found getting over the headache is only a byproduct. It was far more important for enlightenment, peace of mind, stress-free life. So he stayed on, completed a 3-month-long course. Then his Buddhist master told him, Goenka-ji, this is a gift of Buddha to the world. It was given in India 2,500 years back. But for some historical reasons, which we will not go into that, it disappeared from India practically, but it was maintained in some places like Burma. So please take it back to the land of its birth. So Goenka-ji was not happy with his own enlightenment. He thought he should spread this knowledge and method to the rest of the world. So he gave up all his wealth, came back to India. In his own words, what he said was, nobody was interested. But then he said, I had to go from door to door, persuade some of my relatives out of respect for me, they joined. And then Vipassana was beginning slowly at that time. The first Vipassana formal education center was inaugurated in Hyderabad. Few months back, the Golden Jubilee of Vipassana Center was celebrated in Hyderabad. I was there because I had also undergone Vipassana meditation at a critical point of my time. So a lot of people came from around the world. Now, coming back to our own Brahmarshi Patriji, I had a chance meeting with him in Hyderabad again. First time itself, it was with Reverend Alex Arbito, the psychic surgeon from Philippines. I had taken him to Hyderabad. Then Patriji, whom I had not met him till then, he was so gracious. He came and hugged me, touched my feet and all that. He said, Karthikeyan is going to connect all the spiritual masters in this world and all that. I was amused. I never knew him. But then after it so happened that he took a great liking for me and he called me for many of his programs. If he called me 3-4 times, I used to go once. Only because of his courtesy and kindness. I was not at that time and not enormously impressed by this. But he told me, I also went to Vipassana meditation, but after one day, I could not sit through. how did he spend 10 full days? Because it's tough to start with, because early morning to late in the evening, you only, first 3 days Ana-Pana-Sati meditation, observe the incoming breath, outgoing breath. Now what Chandra is very effectively, conveying all over the world, that is Ana-Pana-Sati actually. It is a term in Pali also. How did he spend 10 days? Because I couldn't spend more than a day. But I had to spend 10 days because it was a critical point in my career life, morning to evening. Then after 2 days, total silence. You can't talk to anybody. You can observe only the video of recording of Goenkaji, very beautiful, powerful. There is a master sitting in a corner. Any doubt you can go and talk, otherwise no speeches there. Observe. Any doubt you can quietly go and sit with the master, teacher, and then say 2 simple meals a day. I'm sure some of you have done it. If you have not done it, I would strongly recommend you do it, because according to me, all great masters, to my knowledge, whatever may be the technology they are spreading now, they've all undergone Vipassana. It's a must for everyone. Okay, then like Goenkaji, who thought he should spread it, Patriji also said it's not enough. I got enlightenment, I got peace of mind. I must spread it. Again he went like for door to door, village to village in Andhra Pradesh. I call him barefoot spiritual master because very simple, humble bag. No paraphernalia, nothing. When he used to come home, he will sit with my driver and cook also. And he had such a generosity. He didn't bother about the status of the person before him, rich or poor, and learned or not learned. He thought every human being, he respected the inherent divinity in the person, and that's how he spread it. That's about 40 years now, about 40 years. Can you correct me? 40 years? Yes. Yes. He was working in a private company, he left it because he was born for a bigger vision. And he did succeed in, and also one thing is meditation. Number 2 is plant-based diet, vegetarianism. He had the courage, in Andhra Pradesh and many other parts of people, most of the families are addicted to non-vegetarian. They must have breakfast, lunch, dinner also. In that, with courage, he had to go and tell them, don't eat meat, it is not good and all that. He used to use stronger words. I used to tell him, Patriji, you too. He said, no, yes, I do. Whoever is eating meat, I call them like that and all that. You say that. But a simple man, he did succeed in spreading meditation, plant-based diet all over Andhra Pradesh. And then he used to tell me at that time, my task is to get Dhyana Andhra Pradesh, then Dhyana Bharat, then Dhyana Jagath. I used to be amused. Okay, good man, he thinking like that. I never believed he can do it, but it happened. Because of his intention and strong belief in what he was doing, he succeeded, And also, meditation, the pyramid. He did research, and you know very well, you will hear more about it, the masters during the today, tomorrow and all that. Thanks to him, there are, of course, the biggest pyramid was in Bangalore. I was there from the time it was selected. And later on, of course, in Hyderabad. And now many more pyramids, small and big, have happened all over India. And happy to realize last time when we went, our followers of Patriji, PSSM movement, Buddha's CEO Quantum Foundation, they are determined to build the biggest pyramid for meditation purposes in Dallas. Acquired 100 acres of land. We went and saw that. And they just tell me they already made the road. They say in 3 years' time is going to have the Omega pyramid is going to complete. What I'm saying is, a simple master in 40 years' time, he has been succeeded in creating a global movement and creating many masters. He never said anybody, I am a guru. He said, my dear masters, my dear gurus, like that, Now, One such organization is Buddha Shiva Counter Foundation. When I used to go to Pyramid Valley on the invitation of Patriji, he was so gracious, such a great pastor, simple, humble, so warm, courteous, hospitable. Very often he received me when I went there. And I can recall many of the occasions where it was so touching to meet him. He used to hug and touch and all. Apart from, he's fond of cooking. He cooked and served everybody. Then he used to take me home and say something his favorite. And such a man of many talents. Excellent cook. Sing beautifully in many languages. Spoke beautifully. And with enormous energy, tirelessly he traveled. Tirelessly traveled all over the world. And very often, after all, it's a body, human body. I used to tell him also, slow down and all that. He wouldn't listen because he was sure that his time on the planet is limited. He wanted to spread this message to as many as possible. So with the result, he didn't, to a large extent, I would say, had the courage to tell, he ignored his own health of the body, whatever it is. He achieved what one takes centuries to achieve. A simple man, no big birth or wealth or great formal education. Today we can look back and say he has created a global movement. This only we can say that, but after 100 years people write about it. But very few masters are celebrated in their own lifetime. If you just from Jesus Christ and all, our own masters, you say that, it is only centuries after ago they were. But here, he had the good fortune of being recognized and celebrated in his own lifetime. And his vision of creating Dhyana Jagath is happening. Thanks to masters around, hundreds of masters there. It's happening now. Now, I don't want to too much of your time coming back. Now, when I used to go to Pyramid Valley, both his dedicated disciples, Chandra and Vani, used to take care of me. Take care of me because the friend of his own master guru, they were all the time like a shadow with me. And one day Chandra called and said, "Sir, COVID time. We can't meet, people cannot meet. I want to start this coaching this meditation through line, on the line, Zoom platform and all that." And out of gratitude for the way they look after me, I said, yes. I didn't know how to operate all this, my grandson knows more than me. But then I have to learn this. We launched it. I thought I'll be there for a day, elongated on the left. But interesting. From that time he was a beginner. But even then I liked it, though I was not new to it. I was already very close to Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, Ravi Shankarji, Brahma Kumaris, Ananda, all these things. But still I like the way he imparted the education in a very simple manner. I liked it, stayed on. After a few days, I shared it with some of my friends, telling there is something very interesting happening. And some of those people who have a lot of faith in me, they also joined. They are also not new to meditation. They liked it. At that time, always, Patriji, Satyananda Goenkaji also used to ask him, why do you call it free? No charge. 10 days people stay morning and evening. He said, he used to ask me, Karthikeyan, how can I put any value for this? It's a life-transforming technology. Priceless. So no charge. Same thing with Patriji also believed in it. This also started like that. But some of my colleagues who were so impressed. The first contribution was from my friend. I'm not mentioning any names here. He sent 10 lakhs to them. He didn't even tell me. And thereafter, more people. Then after it's a 40-day meditation. Then I started listening to the response of the people who joined online, doctors with qualification A to wizard, they also liked it. They said they found it beneficial. They said it is their prescription. Along with medication, we prescribe meditation also. And they say we have brought down the number of medications and all that. And children, young children also, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, some of them along with the parents, they joined. And some of them were so impressed, they were there before we opened. And even after they closed, after the parents left, they stayed on. And some of them wrote to me also, shared, telling how their own performance improved in the school. The school appreciated their own behavior and all that, all these things. So like that, I know families, husband, wife, they said we are living as husband, wife, but in the same building. But after joining this meditation, our lives are transformed. We are really living as a harmonious life and all like that, many. So every 40 days, I had no hesitation in recommending it. We went to thousands of people around. Many of them here, I don't want to mention great masters, they joined like that and they have become totally dedicated, and then they in turn are spreading this message now, all those things. Now, in the last few of the regional world conferences, we focused on 13 years, we had the first International Day of Yoga in 2002 in Lisbon, Portugal. The great master, Amrita Suryananda, is a Portugal man, brilliant person. He called for the International Day of Yoga in Lisbon. I attended that. Dr. Nagendra, people came from all over. He was he who said this has to be practiced all over the world first. There, a few years later, we had a big program in Art of Living with Ravi Shankarji, Dr. B.K. Sayangar, and Ramdevji, and many of the great masters came. We all passed a resolution telling 21st June should be International Day of Yoga. I took it to the United Nations. Nothing happened. But it's only when our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji went and addressed the UN about 13 years back, I think, I don't know, when he addressed, because of the power of intention of the man, the world accepted it. World accepted it. It was declared as 21st June as International Day of Yoga. Thereafter, all over the world it's being practiced. You know that very well, irrespective of the religion or color of the people they are doing it. But we found Hatha Yoga is good, important, but originally yoga meant Hatha Yoga, Pranayama and meditation. But over a period of time, Hatha Yoga is identified only with physical exercise, which is very important. But it's not enough because there's so much of negativity all over, addiction, and disharmony, and global warming, people living in constant stress, and all type of new diseases coming, psychosomatic diseases. We found only meditation is the technology. Now you know what's happening in Ukraine, Russia, and West Asia, America, Israel, Iran, and apart from the smaller wars all over happening. First World War, League of Nations came. Millions were killed. Then they brought, Second World War came, then United Nations was formed. But we have seen all these organizations have proved to be ineffective. I don't say they are not doing anything, but they have not been able to contain all these problems now. Today, unlike the First World War, Second World War, today many nations are having destructive nuclear weapons. One or two nuclear weapons either be intention of a mad ruler or by accident exploded, the entire planet can be destroyed. That is the reality today. Reality today. No doubt we have got a lot of technology, we have got comforts and all that. All parts of the body we can get replacement, spare parts are available. But even today, no laboratory can create blood, which can be created only in the God-given human body. But the man has acquired all the capacity to destroy everything that is created by the divine. So this being so, we found ultimately meditation is only technology. Surest technology. Global peace you want, it has to start with individual peace, like Patriji, many monsters. The other day I was with Vedatri Maharshi. He also said 70 years back, from individual peace only you can create world peace. So we have seen in a number of these regional conferences all that we said there should be a day by the UN dedicated for meditation. Like ultimately, last year you know very well, 21st December, the UN declared 21st December as the International Day of Meditation. That's a great development in human history. I would say that not only. I don't say it's only because of us, PSSM or Buddha confrontation, but why 21st December was taken? If you go back to history, about 15 years back, Brahmarshi Patriji started Dhyana Jagath. We don't know, I'm still finding out why he chose 21st December for 10 days every year. Many of us have taken part in that. How did the United Nations choose 21st December to be the International Day of Yoga? It's a mystery. But I believe that it has something to do with the power of the intention of Patriji. I believe in it. But you know, if we tell the world we will not accept it, but at least we feel like that now. Now, it's a great success for all the spiritual movements, including Patriji, PSSM movement, Buddha Yoga, all the others are there. We give shared credit with everybody else also. But you can also pat on your back telling, yes, we are in a movement which we can really claim credit for what has happened. Now, declaration is just not enough unless we implement it. Now the task before all of us is implementation. That's why last year when we persuaded people from all varieties of meditation. Technology may differ, but meditation proper, common. We have done research. I got research papers ready. Whoever wants it. All system traditions had sort of a meditation for thousands of years. It's not only because of Hinduism or India, but it has gone into, people have forgotten focusing only on the rituals. Well, rituals are, I'm not undermining rituals, fine. But here, meditation, you're right. Whereas rituals can divide people. Who is superior, which is more important and all that. So it was accepted last time we had come. Everybody agreed. Meditation proper, plus whatever you want to do. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, God created man in his own image. All these truisms are there. So thereafter, whatever you want to follow, practice, do it. Your family tradition or whatever to do it. But accept the minimum standard of dhyanam. I said, why I am with all the organizations? Well, I am spending more time on this because this is the simplest form of meditation. We have all seen that now. You have to believe in yourself, that's all. And as Guru, Patriji used to say, breath is your Guru and all that thing. Now we are all here. There's a task before us it is not like Goenkaji, like Patriji. They were not happy with just what happened to them. Each one of us have a duty. Because you had the good fortune of coming to the path, getting the benefit, we should avail of every opportunity to spread this knowledge to as many as possible. Yes, as Patriji said, his own brother was not interested. It can happen in our own family, some members may not be interested. But don't get discouraged by that now. We have to do it because the whole world is our family. So we should not hesitate to spread this knowledge to everybody. And the way of supporting it is, as I used to tell, the minimum you can do is, don't hesitate to tell people, if your lives are transformed, if the families are found to be more joyous, you are able to perform better in your own profession, you can say yes because of meditation. You can say that. The least you can do that is that. Then join organizations like services, like volunteers. Volunteers can do more work than paid people. And then you've got to do it. Now to go all over the world, lot of people have joined. Lot of youngsters have joined this movement. Now we know very well. And some of them are comfortable, some of them have to be looked after, families. So make a contribution, whatever you can, by way of material. Small donation, you can, whatever you can do it, and all that thing. So now I can go on talking, now the others also to speak. All I say is, it's a, what should I say? It's a divine task ordered to us. And we have been chosen for that purpose. Otherwise we will not be on this path. And we will not stay on this path. So I only say, let us reconfirm and reiterate our faith in the movement and take a decision in whatever way we can, we should spread it, because unless the world is better, we are not going to be better. We alone cannot live. Our neighborhood should be happy. They should get over this crisis, get over corruption. People are asking what to do. I said, if the whole society becomes meditators, you will elect only meditators as your leaders. And a man who is sincerely meditator becomes leader, they will not be corrupt. They will be loyal. They know they are chosen to serve the society, not to enjoy just power and myth. And if every country gets such leaders, we can create a world without war. We can create a world where there is no climate crisis. We can leave a better world for our grandchildren, grandchildren, and all these things. It is our fundamental duty. Thank you very much. Namaste.